camera manipulation is actually quite simple because we can only do it from a local script, but beyond that point it is very comprehensible. So if we in starter player scripts were to insert a local script, all we actually have to do to manipulate the camera is first of all get a camera variable, so local cam equals to workspace dot current camera, and then we have to do two things to change where the camera is looking at and stuff. So we have to make cam dot camera type equals to enum dot camera type dot scriptable. In this case, scriptable means that we can do anything with it and it will work just that way as we did with it. Now there are also other camera types, but we'll ignore those for now. And then to actually make the camera have, for instance, a different CFrame, we only have to do cam.CFrame equals to, and then we have to in here have a CFrame. So to get a CFrame, we should, for instance, have a part which is anchored and completely transparent. Let's say about here in the air, and if we call this cam part, then if we open the script, we can just say workspace dot cam part dot CFrame. Actually, yeah, we'll probably just do :wait or child here just to make sure that it should have loaded, and this would just not work completely this simple. We still have to do a bit more. Well, actually, all we have to do is this should fire if we, for instance, do something, and we also need a method to make this not be that way anymore. To actually undo this, all we have to do is cam.camera type equals to enum.camera type dot, and I am pretty sure that the regular one is custom. So this will just put it back to normal as if nothing would have been. So to make this a bit simpler on ourselves, we can actually maybe make a module script for this. Or not a module script, but more something so that we don't have to remember these lines of codes. So we will, in here, start the player script, we'll have to do game.replicated storage, and we'll want probably a remote event here to deal with the camera, so that would be the camera edit event. And I imagine we will have that so that game.replicated storage camera event on client event connect function. I imagine we are in here going to have if it is going to be which type. So if we're going to, or rather directions, so if we're going to either make it so that the camera is being returned to normal or not, and second of all the CFrame in case none of those are the case. So what we want to do is we are going to first of all check if direction equals to 1, so we're going to use integers, else if direction equals to 2. So 2 is for resetting and 1 is for the opposite of resetting. For 2, all we have to do is copy over this line of code, the camera type equals to enum the camera type the custom. But for the 1, we are first of all going to have to copy over the camera type that equals to enum the camera type that's scriptable, and then we have to do cam.CFrame equals to CFrame, the variable we're passing over here. And that would already allow us that, for instance, if we were to have, let's say, a part. And in here we had a glitch detector and the script. And we were in the script to write script.parent.click detector.mouse click tone connect function PLR, and then we only have to do game.replicate storage dot. Actually, in here we'd probably actually have to have a variable that would be at the start. So local is tamarad. I'm not able to think of a better name. So if is tamarad equals to true, then, and we're currently just going to have this variable be false, so that means that he currently isn't in some type of view. But if he is in a view, then we're going to say game.replicate storage.camera edit event fire client PLR, so that it knows to which player to send. Then either 1 or 2. And if he is tamarad, so if he needs to be returned to normal, then we'll have to do 2 to make his camera type custom again. So we're going to say 2. So in this case, there is no need for a CFrame. But else, so if is tamarad equals to false, we'll have to say game.replicate storage.camera edit event fire client PLR, but this time 1, and we still have to pass in a CFrame. So wordspace.camera part.CFrame. And I'm pretty sure this should work, just to make sure that we can actually go out of the camera again. I'm going to make sure that this part is viewable from the camera part, so that you can't lock yourself into the camera. But we only need to enter this, I imagine, and then if we play, then currently everything seems normal. If we click this, our camera is locked into here. Our character can still move. I can show you how. Something we should also do probably is actually here back in the local script, is that we actually still have here a variable CFrame. And then here we have to also make CFrame equals to CFrame. Well, the past in CFrame. And then, because we're setting that there, what we can here do first, before we set the camera type back to custom, we'll say cam.CFrame equals to CFrame to reset the CFrame back to what it's supposed to be. So if we are doing this, I actually forgot, we have to say is tamarad equals to false, and in here is tamarad equals to true, so that if you clicked it, it knows you clicked it, and then so this way it doesn't all the time try to put you back into the same CFrame. And so if we click this, we can click it again. If we click it again, and we can just make our camera return back to how it was. Perfect. So just to resume how this would work is, basically you only need to remember to use this camera edit event and pass in the player, and also pass in either 2 or 1. The 1 is to set a CFrame, the 2 is to reset the CFrame, and the 1 is to set a CFrame. As you can see, because we're passing the CFrame here. Perfect.